Pinto, I think we can start because there's one more session after
Yeah,
this.
Subhadeep. Yeah, fine, Subhadeep. We have all around 70 plus candidates we have. We can start the session. So over to you, Subhadeep.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. Welcome to the post lunch session. Will be take we have Subhajit Das and Shavi with us. Will be taking us with the inward remittance piece. We'll be starting the session with Subhajit, who is the product manager, product expert for inward remittance. Subhajit, over to you. So you have around 35 to 40 minutes for the entire
Okay,
session.
okay, thanks, Saurabh. Hi, everyone. So, Saurabh, just to know the audience, is it an induction batch or?
It is an induction batch for priority RMs.
Okay, okay. So they will be managing NRI customers and resident customers both, correct?
Yes, I think yes.
Okay, okay. So,
Yes.
hi, good afternoon, everyone. Before starting inward remittance, let's know what remittance is. Remittance is basically whenever money is being transferred from one country to another country is called as remittances. Okay. If we are in India and money is coming in India, it is known as inward remittances. And whenever we are sending money outside India, it's known as outward remittances. Okay, simple definition by the nomenclature itself. uh, what we what do we mean by retail inward remittances? Retail inward remittances means that our customers are retail in the sense they are individual customers who are sending or receiving remittances. Now, what is the need of remittances? First of all, we need to, before selling any product or pitching any services to the customer, we need to know the need. What is the need of remittance? So, a person who is residing in overseas is earning money. Okay, now he's an NRI. So, how do we send money to India for his family maintenance or for some investment or self account transfer to his NRE account in India? Okay, so the only way to send money to India is remittance, without which money cannot be transferred from one country to another country. Okay, so these are some needs due to which this makes this product very unique, and for especially for the NRI customers, because an NRI customers and in NRE account fund can be remitted only through remittances. So after fund is getting remitted or credited into an NRE account, then it opened a cross sell opportunity for you for the bank. So it makes a very important product. So listed are the few needs due to which a customer need to send fund to India. These are repatriation of own fund, family maintenance, investments in India, paying insurance premium, donations, uh, payment against any services, personal gifts, school fee payments, purchase of property, and lot other purposes. Now, before knowing the product, we should know what is there in it for the customer, for the bank, and for you, for the relationship manager. Okay, let's understand how this product work via a simple illustration. Now, inward remittance is when money is coming into India. Okay. Now, a customer has received a USD $100,000 or $1 lakh. Now, customer is having account in India. He want to convert it. He cannot spend USD in India at all places. So he will ask his bank or Axis Bank to convert it. Now, during conversion only we make money. Axis Bank makes money. Now, we need to understand IBR first. Okay, money has come. Now, I will let you know how the money is converted and how we are making margin or income out of it. So IBR rate. So many of you know the IBR. Many of you do not know the IBR. What IBR is? I will just uh, explain you what IBR is. IBR is nothing but a selling price of a foreign currency in simple term. Okay, customer has bring in USD. I need to convert it. It means I need to sell USD in market. Okay. And I have to purchase USD from the customer. Okay. So how to make profit in a simple transaction, monetary transaction? I have to sell at high and purchase at less. Okay, so this is my selling price of USD $10,000. Per dollar, I will sell at 81.25. That is bank's selling price. Okay, now I will purchase the same from customer at lower. That will be 80. So the difference between these two, 81.25 minus 80, that is my margin per dollar. So I have made the margin of 1.25 per USD. So that's giving me a profit of 1.25 lakh rupees on a single transaction of $100,000. Now, this is just an example. Okay, so the retail card rate is a rate which bank publishes in its own website, and it depends on the currency and the amount slab. Suppose customer is sending $1,000, the rate will be different, and if customer is sending $10,000, the rate will be different. This is just an illustration purpose. Now, how much money customer will get? Customer will get 100,000 multiplied by 80. That is 80 lakh rupees gross, minus the conversion tax and minus the processing fees. Processing fees varies on the customer scheme code, and it varies from 0 to 300 rupees. That's it, maximum 300 rupees. Okay, so customer will get after deduction of the foreign currency conversion tax and the processing fees. Clear? So this is what banks get, 1.25 lakh rupees as a forex income. This is what as customer gets. Now this is not the end. Now, as I said, it opens door for cross sell opportunity. Now, through this amount in customer's account, you can also pitch. You are already having CASA balance in your customer account. Fixed deposit, you can cross sell mutual funds, you can cross sell any other investment product, insurance, and all the things. So this makes this product very important, which opens the door for cross-sell opportunity. I hope everyone understand this calculation. Somebody needs to
So,
mute Suryakant. Suryakant,
hello.
please mute.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes. Can we have the query? If you have any query, can we have it end of the session? Please
So,
note
please, sir,
down.
for this slide, I have a query. Okay. By which rate, sir, you will customer can send for forex money? And which rate? This is 80 or
No, customer is
81.25?
sending USD. So, okay. So in this example, customer is sending in USD. Okay. We will convert the money at 80. While we are selling that money into the market, bank is selling to the other institution at 81.25. Okay. The rate for the customer is 80.
Okay.
Yeah. So for everyone, please note down your query, and we can end of the session. Okay. I think most of your queries will get addressed during the session.
Sir,
Yes.
सर बोल रहा हूँ ये मार्जिन मनी जो है 1.25 पर यूएसडी ये क्या फिक्स्ड है या ये भी चेंज हो सकता है?
No, that I've already explained ना, ये चेंज हो सकता है, एंड ये रिटेल कार्ड रेट के ऊपर मार्जिन अलग अलग करेंसी के ऊपर अलग अलग होता है, एंड अमाउंट के ऊपर भी अलग अलग होता है. तो 10,000 के ऊपर मार्जिन ज्यादा होगा बैंक का, और 1 मिलियन के ऊपर, 1 मिलियन अमाउंट के ऊपर मार्जिन कम होगा बैंक का. सो दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन द रिटेल कार्ड रेट. Okay, this is just an illustration. Okay, let's move forward. So before knowing the product or understand the remittance, you should know these three keywords. That is SWIFT. So SWIFT is a network through which all the bank located in overseas location are connected with each other. So that SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So through this SWIFT, all the banks are connected with each other. So if one bank want to send some money to the other bank, they will use the SWIFT network. Like in India, each and every bank is connected with RTGS and NEFT network. Internationally, they are connected with SWIFT network. In SWIFT, there are different type of message type. Okay, message type means the format of the message change, the fields of the message change. Okay, if some bank want to send some financial message or debit credit instruction to the other bank, they will use MT103 format or MT202 format. Okay. If one bank want to send some miscellaneous information to the other bank, they will use 1T199 format. Like MT940 is a bank statement. So there are different more than 100 type of MT format. In inward remittances, MT103 is used, mostly MT103 or MT202 for certain cases. Okay. Nostro is an account of Axis Bank located in overseas location. For example, I'm dealing in 16 foreign currencies. So I will open 16 different account in 16 different countries. Axis Bank will open an account, not individual. Okay. So Axis Bank will open 16 different currencies account in 16 different geographies to get money into their Nostro account whenever customer do a transfer. And from that account, we debit that account, convert it and credit to the customer's account in India. So this is called as Nostro account. So Nostro account is always located in overseas location of that same country and opened in that local foreign currency there. This is the format of MT103. As I was saying, MT103 is the largely used format for financial telecommunication between the banks. Now in this message, if you see, there are certain fields written here, field number 20, 23B, 32A. Each field is having its own relevance. So in this MT103 copy, amount, how much money is being sent, who is sending, the remitter detail, who is the beneficiary account number, and purpose of remittance, everything is mentioned. So that whenever money is received in Axis Bank's Nostro, by looking at this MT103 message, bank will be able to identify who is the sender and who is the receiver. So that match happens automatically in system. Okay, this is just for your understanding purpose. And this is being done at backend. Our treasury operations do it. Now, what are the different ways to send money to India? One is wire transfer through SWIFT. One is digital remittance. And there are others also, which we'll talk about. Wire transfer, as I have already spoken, it's a network of worldwide located banks, which are connected through SWIFT. And our services are available in all major foreign currencies. Digital remittance, this is Axis Bank's platform to send money to India digitally to any bank account in India. Our website is www.remitmoney.com. So from customers from select geographies like USD, Euro and CHF, they can send money to India digitally, paperless. Now the other methods are foreign currency instruments like checks and DDs, which are very rarely used instruments now. Last one is alternate channel, is through exchange houses and correspondent bank tie-ups with our this is mainly in GCC countries through alternate channels. So today we'll focus more about wire transfer and digital remittance, which is largely used by our customers. Now we are starting the product wire transfer. So far we have learned what are the basics of remittances, what are the different ways to send money to India, why remittances and all. Now, first product is wire transfer. So through wire transfer, SWIFT network is used, that is already covered. Now to get income out of this product, money essentially need to be sent in foreign currency only. Now, why foreign currency? Because if customer visits his overseas bank and say, I need to send $1,000, $10,000 to India. Okay. So what overseas bank will do? They will convert that money, 10,000 multiply by 80. They will send 80 at the rate 80. They will send it to India. 8 lakh rupees to India. Okay. Now, what is the loss for you and the bank is we are losing forex income here because the money conversion has already happened overseas. So we are losing forex income. So whenever your customer wants to send money to India, please ask them to convey to his overseas bank that I need to send money to India in local currency. It means in foreign currency only. and do not convert. Okay, so that when money comes to my Nostro account, I have the flexibility to give him best rate possible, which is beneficial for the customer also and for the bank also to earn some forex income. If the money is converted, you will just get CASA balances. Forex income is lost. Now this is how wire transfer works. Customer need to request his overseas bank via filling the SWIFT form or via internet banking, whatever facility overseas bank provides. Overseas bank will collect the information like who is the receiver, who is the beneficiary, how much amount, etc. And they will send SWIFT MT103 copy to Axis Bank India. Okay, the information that money is coming to Axis Bank. Parallelly, overseas bank will debit customer account and credit Axis Bank Nostro account. Okay, once Axis Bank Nostro account is credited, MT940, that is bank statement, is generated. 940 and MT103 automatically matches, and it's sent to branch or central operations team for processing in the very next day. Okay, once it is getting converted, scrutiny, document scrutiny, etc. is done. It's credited to customer's account in India. This is the entire layout diagram of how wire transfer works. Now, these are some features of wire transfer. It's a traditional mode of fund transfer because SWIFT system we use. There is no limit on sending money to India. There is no upper cap or lower cap. Easy to create FCNR FDs for the NRI customers. We offer competitive exchange rates. It's a secure channel for international fund transfer because we use SWIFT network again. And there is an attractive offer for all set of customers. So we for offer we'll talk about in the later slides. We have offer for the active customers also, inactive customers also, and the new customers also.
Sir, can you run the previous slides, sir, again?
Which one? This one? So you want to understand anything? Any feature about them?
No, sir, next one. Next one. I need next one, sir.
Okay. Should I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Hello, hello, sir. In terms of FCNR, what I understand that it's a fixed term deposit, right? And if we are doing in the India in form of FD, then we are getting some interest on that. But what about the FCNR? Just suppose customer is doing the same fixed term deposit in form of another currency, then will get any benefit on that in form of interest rate on that?
So the query is related to FCNR deposit, correct? Not remittances. So I think this can be covered in NRI session. So here I'm talking about if customer sends money in USD, suppose 10,000, without conversion, money can be booked as a deposit, as an FCNR deposit.
Okay,
so this
sir,
is the feature that I'm explaining here.
No, sir, we'll convert it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Now there are some preferential rate we offer to the NRIs and the mariner customers, especially because the volumes are high from NRI customers. So we offer preferential margin. So in case you are managing any mariner customer with having code as BRGMA, PRBMA or NREMA, NROMA, SBMIA. So on receiving remittances in USD, Euro or GBP, we offer 95 paisa, 85 paisa or 75 paisa as per their scheme codes on retail card rate. Okay. And to all NRI customers on USD, Euro and GBP currency, we offer 55 paisa better rate on retail card rate published for the day. For example, if retail card rate published for USD currency on a specific day is 80, the conversion rate is 80 for all the customers. Your NRI customers will get the rate of 80.55, means 0.55 per dollar they will get extra. Clear? About processing fees, non-resident customers, Burgundy and Burgundy Private, we do not charge any processing fees. Priority customers, we charge INR 25 rupees per transaction, and all other NRI clients 100 rupees per transaction. To resident customer, Burgundy and Burgundy Private nil. Resident priority customer rupees 100, and all other resident customers 250, and all other accounts are 300, which are not covered above. Okay, now comes to preferential rate. Preferential rate we need to offer very wisely to a special set of customers, because the more you offer preferential rate to the customer, the more customer will get benefited, but you will lose your forex income. Okay, now I will tell you the ways to give preferential rate to the customer. First way is, remember this option IRM STP hold. That means IRM stands for inward remittance, STP means trade through process, and hold. So you are holding or you are stopping the straight through process of inward remittance processing. So remember this option IRM STP hold. Okay, this option can be marked by your forex B category branch in ARC system. So this, after marking this option for a definite period, for example, for say 2 years for a customer, will ensure that all the inward remittance transactions are assigned to branch. It cannot be processed via central operations team. Okay, because central operations team, if they process the transaction, they will apply the card rates. If you stop that STP processing by using this option, it will get assigned to branch. Branch then can take preferential rate approval as per the rate approval matrix and can initiate a work ID for preferential rate. Okay, this is one way. Second way is, you can fix your margin on retail card rate for a customer for full financial year. So you need to take rate approval from your RFR sales partner map to your branch or map to customers branch for full financial year. And for example, you have taken a margin of 80 paisa preferential on retail card rate, okay, for full financial year, and send this approval email to these email IDs: Retail Forex, Retail IRM, Pradeep, Prashali, Shubhjit. So this is inward remittance team members. You can forward this email to us. We will mark this margin in Finacle. Okay. And next time onwards, till financial year ends, whenever customer receiving and remittance, okay, it will be processed at 80 paisa extra margin. For example, if the currency is USD and the rate is 80, customer's transaction will be processed at 80.80. So customer will get 80 paisa extra on retail card rates. So these are the two options. Now to get in touch with the customers, we always send some central communications via email and through MB push notifications. So these are some snapshots of our communication being sent to them. About offers, as I was talking about 55 paisa offer and 75 to 95 paisa offer, we have already covered in the previous slide, which are for the active customers. Now for the inactive customers, the customers who are tagged as code 40. Code 40 means the customer who are getting inward remittances from overseas, but these are being converted by third-party bank. Santosh, can you please mute yourself? Santosh M. For 531 is applicable for code 40 customers. Code 40 customers are the customers who are getting inward remittances from overseas, but these are being converted outside Axis Bank. Okay, it means some other bank is converting and we are just getting the CASA balances. And never remit customer means the customers who have not received any remittances in past 12 months or more. So for these customers, we have an offer called I531 that allows the customer to ask for IBR -5, IBR -3, and IBR -1 paisa for their first 3 transactions. Okay, this is for inactive customers. Now for the new customer, if you have opened a new NRI account, within 90 days, you can offer IBR -5 paisa on first 3 remittances within 3 months of NRI account opening. Okay, now both the offers are applicable for Remit Money platform also, except the USD currency for in Remit Money. In Wire on USD is also applicable. So this covers portion of wire remittances. Now I have colleague Shavi Srivastava. So she's managing Remit Money. So Shavi, can you take this forward?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. I'm Shavi and I manage the digital inward remittance platform Remit Money. I'm the product manager for it. So throughout this session, we will see what this product is all about. What is customers' benefit in using this product? What is our benefit as a bank to sell this product? So it's a very simple, easy to use product for the customer. As we all know that the world is going digital, everyone prefers digital online modes of buying and purchasing things. So similarly, our bank, Axis Bank, has a end-to-end digital platform for NRIs to send money to India from different geographies, and that is Remit Money. So Remit Money website is www.remitmoney.com, where you can go and check for yourself that how a customer can book a transaction. And I'll also tell you how it helps the customer to book a transaction and send money to India. We will also understand what are the benefits for the customer to use this platform. And
Shavi, you
right
are
now,
projecting your presentation?
it's a PDF.
No,
PDF
no. So it's not visible. I think you need to
Oh,
share again.
oh, is it? Okay. Is it visible now? Because my VPN
Yes,
is
visible,
off.
visible. Yes.
Okay. Thanks. So right now we are available only for these three geographies, that is Eurozone, USA, and Switzerland. That is three currencies, Euro, USD, and CHF. So customers who are willing to send money to their INR account in India, they can send in these three currencies only. And also they can send to any bank account except for USD currency. For Eurozone and Switzerland, they can send money to any beneficiary account. It does not have to be necessarily an Axis Bank account. If they are wanting to send money to their Citibank account in India, they can do that as well. So there are many benefits. Since this is an online digital platform, there are many benefits that comes for the customer with this product. The customer has to do a simple one-time registration on the website www.remitmoney.com, and as soon as they register, they can instantly book a transaction. There's no tat for the customer to wait, get KYC verified and all of those things, which some websites do. We don't do that. Customer can book and instantly book a transaction on Remit Money to send money. There's no additional service fee or service charges that we charge to the customer. The entire income that we earned is through exchange rate margin that we apply. There is no additional charge or fee levied on the customer's transaction here. The customer is offered with many rate benefit offers on our website. Customer can apply those rate benefits by themselves. They do not have to contact the RM and branch unless it is in a specific offer, which I'll tell you later in the slides. They can easily use the promo codes. They will be available in the form of a drop down on their transaction booking journey. They can select that, and the rate benefit will be applied to the customer's transaction. So it's that easy. Since this is all digital, customer can anytime log in into their Remit Money profile, visit their past transactions, view their transaction history, see what was the rate they got. All the transaction details are present on their Remit Money profile. Also, it is very easy for the customer to track their transaction whenever they book a transaction on Remit Money. Whenever they are going, before even logging in, they can see what is the final exchange rate, inclusive of all the GST and other taxes. They will get to see the final exchange rate that they will get on their transaction, plus the expected date and time of credit, that by this and this time, so and so much money will be deposited in my INR account if I book a transaction now. So they can always check the rate before even logging in. For RMs to check if their customer is already registered on Remit Money, because the platform is not just open for Axis Bank customer, it's open for everyone. So they can always check if their email ID using this link, they can just type in their customer's email ID and already check if a customer is an existing Remit Money customer or not. The keys are not working. This is the customer journey for the customer. So just looking at this part of the slide, whenever a customer goes to www.remitmoney.com, the first thing, as I told you, they have to do is register themselves. That is by signing up. They will have to give their basic details like phone number, email ID, all of those things. Once that is captured, the customer will be prompted to start a transaction booking by clicking on book a transaction now or pay now. Once the customer clicks on it, they will have to add receiver details. Then by clicking on next, they will be redirected to a payment booking page where they will have to enter the amount, check the rate which they are getting, apply any offer if it is available for them in the drop down. They can do that, and instantly the offer benefit will appear to them. Add the sender details, and that's it. Once they are redirected to the payment confirmation page and they say that, okay, I confirm this payment, that's all they have to do to book a transaction. However, this is the flow for the customer only for CHF and Euro, that is non-USD currencies. So for these geographies, customer will have to first book a transaction on Remit Money. And once they do, they will have to push the funds into our Nostro account. Push the funds as in Remit Money is a platform where the customer can only book a transaction. The flow of fund will not happen here. So for customer, after booking the transaction, they will have to log in into their overseas internet banking. Whatever bank account they have in their respective geography, they will have to log in into their internet banking, and all the funds that they have booked. For example, they have booked a transaction for 1,000 euro. So they will have to transfer these 1,000 euro into our Nostro bank account. Our Nostro bank account details will be shown to the customer while they are booking a transaction. It will be also mailed to the customer, and it's also present in their Remit Money profile. They can check it anytime they want. Even in that case, if customer comes to the RM or branch or is confused that what is the Nostro account details, then here's a link which I can post in the chat box that can help us to help the customer with the Nostro account details. And simply customer has to log in into their internet banking and send funds into a Nostro account. Once we have the funds, we are in charge. Axis Bank is in charge of the funds. We will convert the fund, and the entire exchange income that is earned on conversion through margin, which will be ours. So as a bank, it is quite profitable for us to ask the customer to use this product, and we don't have to worry about whether the customer is sending funds in INR or someone else is converting, because they will have to send the funds in foreign currency only. There's no other way. So we will convert the funds. We will have our exchange income. It's protected and it's with us. And then we will convert and then disperse the INR amount here in India in the beneficiary account to the customer. And whatever I just said right now, that how we get in charge of the money and how we convert, that is our entire, you can say, product model as well. This is what the screen to the customer looks like. It is not very clear here, but however, you can always go to remitmoney.com and book a mock transaction for yourself to understand the customer journey in case you feel any confusion or you want to be more confident about helping out the customer. This is how we tell the customer. If you see, there's a bank detail here in which there are alternate account numbers, that is Nostro account number, which we show to the customer that please send money in this account. And similarly, there's also a payment tracker, which is very clearly visible to the customer inside their profile, that right now you have booked a transaction. Now we are waiting for the funds to arrive into a Nostro account. And as soon as we get the funds, we also give them an expected credit date. Here it is written 2 days. So customer will receive the funds within 2 days after they have sent the funds into our Nostro account. Until we don't get the funds, we cannot dispose it. This is the final page that appears to the customer. This is a transaction receipt. Many a times customers download this. It's good for the customer to keep this handy. This has all the details related to their transaction. For example, the amount which they have booked, the INR amount which they are going to get, the exchange rate, or any rate benefit offer which they have applied. This will have all the details. Along with this, customers can also earn cash points, which I will tell you in detail in later slide. And that history, that how much cash points you have earned on this transaction, is also visible to the customer. In case the customer wants to then log out, they can simply log out. If they want to repeat a transaction, there's also option to send money again, and then the customer will not have to fill all the details again. And it's very easy to use and very user friendly, this website for the customer. I told you the flow, customer journey flow for CHF and Euro, and now we are going to discuss it for USA. For USD, we have a different model altogether, and the customer journey is also slightly different. However, it is way more convenient. Here, the customer has to simply do a one-time registration, enter the receiver details, enter the amount they want to send, and then enter the sender details. As soon as the customer enter their sender details, for example, they enter their foreign currency bank account and the bank name and all of those details, they will be forwarded or taken to a payment confirmation page, and then they will have to do an instant account verification. So for example, if I'm a US customer, I have a JPMC account, so I will have to instantly verify on Remit Money using Plate that, yeah, this is my account. And once it is verified, the transaction will be booked, and that's it for the customer. Customer does not have to do any additional step here. They just have to verify their USD bank account, and that's it. Their transaction is booked. And after some time, we will pick up this transaction and we will auto debit the funds from customer's account, which they have just linked with Remit Money during the transaction booking journey. We will debit the funds from that account, convert, and then credit in customer's Indian beneficiary account. For USA, only Axis Bank customers can book a transaction. That is, the customer has to have a Axis Bank account. The beneficiary account has to be an Axis Bank account in India. These are the rate benefit offers that are present on Remit Money for now. You can always visit the website and see the latest offers. There's an offer section on the website itself to see what are the present offers, ongoing offers, banners, and everything is updated on the website. First 20, NRI first, and Remit again. So I'll explain these offers to you. First 20 offer is only for USD customers. Using this offer code, they can avail 20 paisa better rate on their first USD transaction. So for example, if they are getting 82 1 USD equals to 82 INR exchange rate on their Remit Money. After applying this offer, the exchange rate will be increased from 82 to 82.2. That is how these offer codes work. Similarly, for the first Euro and CHF transaction, there is NRI first for 20 paisa better exchange rate. And for second and third transaction, we give 5 paisa better rate using Remit again coupon code for Euro and CHF customers. These are present in customer's profile. If a customer is not eligible for any certain offer, for example, if it is customer's third USD transaction, first 20 will not be displayed to him. So only the offers which are applicable for a certain customers are displayed to them on their Remit Money profile. Other than this, we have a dedicated customer support team for Remit Money who very promptly help the customers with any queries they want, any confusion they have, or if they are stuck with at any step during their transaction booking. The team, customers, and even for the Meta RMs, branches can also directly contact Remit Money at remit.in, and the team will reply to any queries that come. In case there's any mail related to what is the transaction status, or it was expected to get credited at some point, but it didn't get through. If there are things like that, you can always mail it to remitmoney at remit.in and keep me in the loop. And we will reply that where's the transaction, what's the expected date of credit and everything. There's also a toll-free number for the customers, which is present on our website. The customer can either choose to mail us, call us, or even initiate a chat with our CS team to with respect to any query of Remit Money they might have. As I told you, cash points is one star feature of Remit Money. Using this, every time a customer is sending money to India, they will earn some reward points, which can be then redeemed for extra paisa in their future transactions. So every time a customer sends 2000 cash, 2000 INR, they will earn back 1 INR. How this reward system works is that a customer books a transaction, they will earn some cash points on it. 10 points equals to 1 rupee. So the customer can keep collecting the points, and on their future transactions, they can again apply this as a coupon. It will be available to them in their payment booking page, and they can redeem those points, and that extra money will be also added to their transaction. All the cash point related history, how much points the customer has earned so far, how much they have redeemed, how much more they can redeem, all of these information is present in customer's profile. They can anytime visit and check. There's also a dedicated section of cash points in the FAQ page of Remit Money. So if a customer has any doubt regarding all these calculations, nobody has to remember all this. It can be always checked on the website. And as per customers' volume of their transaction on Remit Money, we have a system of rewarding people who are very regularly transacting and do high volumes, send high volumes through Remit Money. We increase the value of the cash point customer has. So for example, if it's a normal customer, then their 10 points will have 1 INR. But if it's a bronze customer for us, then their 10 points will have rupees 1.25 value. Similarly, for silver and for gold, it's 10 points, it's double, it's rupees 2. So this is the way we reward loyal and high volume customers, that their badge value keeps on increasing basis the volume which they are sending through Remit Money. We also have a referral reward system using which customers can refer Remit Money to their friends, and as soon as the friend completes a successful transaction on Remit Money, they both the referrer and the referee will receive INR 500 in the form of cash points. I just want to highlight this, that cash points is not available for USD transaction. 531 and 555 offer, which Shubjeet mentioned during his presentation, are applicable for Euro and CHF transactions. It is not applicable for USD transactions on Remit Money as well. We regularly send client communication to Remit Money customers. We also send it through Axis Bank, and then we have a dedicated email channel for only Remit Money customers, because as I told, it's not just open for Axis Bank customers. So for other customers also, we do send it to all our customer base, registered customer base, regarding any new changes that are happening on the website or any new offer that comes up. In case the client is still not happy, because this is a digital platform, and if you just Google, and if a customer Googles how to send money to India digitally, most probably they are going to end up in some competitor site like Wise, Remitly, Instagram, all of these sites. And sometimes the customer will definitely come up and say that the competitor is offering so and so rate. Can you please offer me this rate? So yeah, for customers where we do want to give preferential rate, not encouraged for all customers, of course, but customers who are promising for our business and we want to offer them a preferential rate, RMs or branches, RFRT, they can take the rate approval as per this matrix. This is the delegation of power matrix. According to this, you will have to take an email approval, simple email approval from the designated person, that my client customer name has booked transaction reference number, so and so amount, currency that has booked a transaction in euro, for amount, for example, if they are sending 1 lakh euro, all of those details which I mentioned here needs to be captured in the email. And once you get an email approval from the designated person, you have to send that email approval to remitmoney@remit.in before 12:30, because after 12:30 we will process the transaction, and then the chances are that the transaction will get processed at the book rate and the customer will not get the benefit which we have promised. So to avoid all of those things, just ensure that the approval reaches to remitmoney@remit.in before 12:30 p.m. With all these details. And in case there is any delay by any chance, you can just simply mail to remitmoney@remit.in to hold the transaction for the time being, till the time you're arranging for an approval, so that we at least don't process the transaction and the customer gets the rate that the bank has promised to them.
Yeah, Shavi, this is
There
the
are
time. The time 12:30 p.m. is Indian or which?
Indian IST.
Okay.
There are certain transaction limits on Remit Money. So for Euro and CHF, minimum transaction value is 250 FCY. So for Euro, it will be 250 Euro, and for CHF, it will be 250 CHF, and maximum is 99 lakh, which is quite decent. So there's no issue here. For USD, however, we have for self transfers on Remit Money, that is the customer is sending money to their own NRE NRO account with Axis Bank. Then for the first 60 days, they will have $20,000 limit only. And for any 30-day period, it is going to be $10,000 only. Once the customer has completed a transaction on Remit Money successfully, that is, they have booked and the transaction got processed. After that, the customer will be eligible for higher limits, which is $25,000 for any 30-day period. All of these details are also present on the website, and the system is self-sufficient to not let a customer book any transaction which is above their permissible limit. So if the customer is not qualified for higher limits, the system will not allow them to book a $25,000 transaction, or will not allow customer if they're going beyond that in their repeated transactions. These are the most often asked questions, and I think me and Shubhjeet both, we have answered it through our PPT. In case you still have any query related to Remit Money and wire transfer both, please feel free to ask.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Ankit.
Savi ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, actually, I just wanted to know that customer is doing their ad in through the mobile banking and digital platform, and suppose if it is stuck, whatever the amount he is remitting, then is there any suitable option like any helpline that he can just clarify and whatever is going on, why amount is got extra due as because of technical reason? There must be some technical reason. So we can just check it out from the bank branch also, or that customer is only liable to get that detail from the net banking portal.
Okay, if their internet banking transaction is stuck, Shubhjeet, are you there on the call?
Due to technical
Your query,
reason, or there must be some technical.
It's related to if
Ankit,
the customer.
Ankit, your query is related to Remit Money transactions or wire transfer?
It's remitting, no, wire transfer.
Wire transfer. In wire transfer,
Not from the branch. Customer is doing their own self.
Okay.
So the mobile banking.
So it depends on overseas bank net banking, correct? So customer is using overseas bank net banking, correct? So there is no facility with Axis Bank India to initiate a outward remittance or inward remittance to India, correct? Be clear with that. So if in case any technical difficulty while customer is doing transactions from his overseas bank, so either the fund will get returned or either he has to contact his overseas bank only, because till now the transaction is initiated successfully. Axis Bank is not a party to the transaction, correct? So we do not exist at this stage if the transaction get failed. Correct, Ankit? Clear?
But the helpline number, whatever we earlier seen in the slide, then how we can utilize that helpline number if customer is doing the transaction and it's not
You are
successfully being
getting
created?
confused, I think. So I said the customer is at overseas bank. For example, customer is at Bank of America in US. Okay. I have logged into Bank of America internet banking. I have started doing transaction and suddenly power got off while I have clicked on confirmation on the payment gateway page. Okay. Till now, there is no Axis Bank exist in this transaction. So if the amount
Yes,
got
because
debited from his account, from his Bank of America account, and it's not
in that
credited
case,
back,
that helpline number will work.
correct. So then Bank of America has to answer that question of your customer, not Axis Bank.
Worldwide helpline number is there, right?
Worldwide helpline, there is no as such worldwide helpline number I am aware of. Customer need to contact his remitting bank only, Bank of America. But normally in
Okay,
electronic fund transfers, funds get auto credited. In case you have, you might have experienced through credit card transaction or any NMT transactions, it get auto credited
Right.
within 3 to 7 days in India. Okay, so there is
Okay.
no risk or no such queries received so far past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Now
And
clarified. Thank you.
how long will it take time to create in the account in India?
Sorry, come again, Chaman.
Sir, how long will take time to transfer the money?
For wire
Immediate.
transfer? No.
Yeah.
For wire transfer, the TAT start for Axis Bank once the money is credited to my Nostro account. Okay. If if the currency is USD and I'm doing transfer with some reputed bank which is on Swift network, the transfer is more fastened. Suppose I'm using Bank of America. Okay. And I'm having a Nostro with Bank of America only. So the next day my Nostro is credited. And when my Nostro is credited in the next Forex working day, it's sent for processing. If sorry.
Next 4 working days.
Not 4, next working day only. Next day. Once my Nostro is credited, next Forex working day, I said, next Forex working day, it is sent to central operations team or branch for processing.
Okay.
Okay.
About this digital, if we can transfer digital mode, digital banking, not
Digital
for the wire
banking in the sense you are asking about remit money, correct?
Yes, sir, remit money.
Shavi, can you confirm the tag for remit money for different currencies?
Yes, for CHF, it is 1 to 2 days. For Euro, it is 2 days. And for USD, it is 5 to 6 days. I hope that answers.
Yes.
Yes, Aman?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
So again, Subhajit and Shavi, I think because of paucity of time, we have to move to the next session. We'll take one last question. I think one question is pending from the previous session. Subhajit, Manoj, if you are there online.
Manish, sir.
Manish, yeah, Manish. Manish, you only
So
asked the
actually,
last.
yes, sir,
Could you-
regarding that, it was not reflecting in the MIS, sir.
Please, Manish, you can ask. Subhajit is there. Post this question, we'll move to the next session.
Okay.
Yes, Manish, what's your question?
Sir, actually, sir, I have done the inward remittance on this Monday, sir, 8th of May, sir. And I have done in the previous month also. And I have done the CRM too, sir. And Siddhi closure I have also done, sir. But it is not reflecting in the MIS, sir, because the MIS which is being sent by the cluster head, it is not reflect. It is showing 0, sir. But I have done that inward remittance.
Okay. So your query is more related to your income, not on the product, correct?
No, sir. I'm aware of the product, sir. I've just have that MIS part, sir, because
No,
as it is
MIS in
not
the sense
reflecting.
you are not able to see you have done one transaction, but it's not reflecting in your name or the transaction is missing from the dump that
Yes,
you
sir.
get, correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
this
Yes, sir.
query, for this query, such queries, income related or transaction related, you can mark a mail to Tabrez Alam. Okay, there's a separate team who take care of this income related issues. Tabrez Alam.
Sir, can you tell me the employee ID, sir?
I have to check. Give me 1 second. Uh, 23995.
23995.
Okay.
Okay, sir. I will just share the the
Transaction
CRM
reference number
link.
you can share and ask a query. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Subhajit and Shavi, thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
For the session.
So only one question, one last question. Hello. As
Okay, please be
we
quick.
seen that there is a three conversion option is only there. First one is Eurozone, second one is USA, and third one is Switzerland. So we generally remitting this money only these three zones.
Through remit money, yes, only these geographies are enabled as of now.
Okay. Except from these, we can't, no?
No, so the
Not
portal
for
will not
now.
allow you. There is only three currency option in remit money portal.
Okay. First one is Eurozone, second one is USA, and third one is Switzerland, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Subhajit and Chavi, for a wonderful session.
Thanks,
So,
Saurabh.
so
Hello.
Rintu, we are now moving to the next part, which is the outward remittance. Shrija is there with us. She's waiting for past 15-20 minutes.
It's okay. It's
Shrija, if
okay,
you can
Rana.
please share your
Yeah,
screen. So team,
I'll share my screen. Just let me know if it's visible.
then we have Shrija Dasgupta with us, who is the product expert for outward remittance. And for next around 30-35 minutes, Shrija will be taking us through the outward remittance piece.
Okay. So as far as I know, you guys
Visible.
don't know. I mean, I thought you guys didn't have a background of outward remittance as such. But from your queries with respect to inward remittances, I can see that you have had a flavor of how outward remittance and inward remittances work. So I'm just going to I'm pretty sure you know that outward remittance is basically related to the need for repatriating money abroad. Okay. So what are the different reasons why people need to send money abroad? For education, for family maintenance, for transfer of funds, basically in the form of foreign exchange to by any person in India to any beneficiary which is outside India, which is except for Nepal and Bhutan. So Nepal and Bhutan remittances do not fall under the category of outward remittances as defined by the RBI. So those are handled by a separate team. Those won't fall under outward remittances. Now, these allow the customers to remit money in a simple and safe manner and is regulated by the RBI. Now, why is outward remittance important? Okay, you'll see a lot of these customers who do remittances abroad, the high value customers who would probably face a need to send money abroad. So it's a need-based requirement. It's not a want-based requirement. All right. For example, term loans and everything, you have to make the customer realize a need for it. For outward remittances as well as inward remittances, need currently already exists with the customer. If you have conversations with the customer and all, you'll understand whether or not they have a need for the product. Now, these kind of transactions help in deepening customer relationship by increasing the interactions of the customer, increases the customer's exposure to the gamut of offerings on digital platforms. Now, after COVID, there has been a huge push towards the digital aspect of transactions. With respect to that, outward remittances, the fact that outward remittances has become digital, this has led to a lot of volume increase in product, especially after the release of outward remittance on mobile banking. All right. So if you go to the mobile banking portal, you'll see a section which will tell you, like it'll say pay. Okay, once you click on pay, you will get the option of send money. Once you click on send money, you will get the option of send money abroad. Okay. In your own time, please go and check it out. It's a very nice interface. And I'm not saying it because I'm biased towards the product, but it's a very nice interface. It's very customer friendly. All the customer has to do is to enter the necessary information that the page requests. There is a period of time which is a period of 30 minutes, which is a cooling period. Once you enter a beneficiary and the cooling period is done, the person can make a payment to those beneficiaries. The only requirement is that you need to check the account limit of the customer. Okay. Like there is a daily remittance limit for every account, right? For like daily transaction limit. Usually the customers won't have that changed for default transactions because most of the default transactions that we do are small value transactions. In case of outward remittances, these are mostly high value transactions. So you might want to ask the customer to make these changes to their account limits before they do the remittance. Okay. In some cases, for very high value transactions, they might have to wait for an approval also. Okay. From the data monitoring team. So since those changes are required, please don't promise the customer that, okay, this will be done within like ऐसे ही झट से. There might be a lot of reasons because of which it might get delayed if the customer's account is not in order. All right. Um, Now, one of the myths is that outward remittance increases the customer's SA balance. Sorry, decreases customer's SA balance because technically money is going out of India. Although that is true, we have noticed that the customers who actually do outward remittances are more likely to invest in term deposits as well as savings and keep a high savings account as compared to those who did not keep term deposits or very high compare this thing to savings accounts, basically non-remitted customers. So the remitters seem to hold better values in their accounts because it's basically customer relationship deepening, right? So some of the reasons why customers need to send money abroad, as I was saying, family maintenance and education, traveling, and overseas investments, which has gained attraction in the last couple of years. So there are a lot of people who want to invest in US stocks abroad, and they can invest through platforms such as Grow. So Axis Bank is already there on platforms such as Grow. So you can tell your customers that in case if you want to invest in US equity, please go ahead and use platforms such as Grow or Vested, so that you can get these transactions through your Axis Bank platform. Now, for NREs who are sending funds abroad, so NRE and NRO account holders will need to send money abroad, and these people are basically like there are two different accounts. One is non-resident ordinary, and where the earnings from, say, rent, dividend, pension, which they earn in India will be deposited, and that is the NRO account, and the NRE account where the salaries that they earn abroad will be parked after paying taxes. Okay. So these requirements might be there that they want to repatriate the funds in their NRE and NRO accounts, or maybe an NRO account holder sold their property in India and they want to take the funds abroad. There are a lot of rules and regulations which govern this. So before you book your TRs, please ensure that for high value transactions, which is transactions above 10 lakhs, you do the compliance check first and the RFRC compliance queue, and then only move forward with initiating the work ID. Okay. What are these terms? We will come to that in the next few slides. So some of the channel options that are available. So I already spoke about the NRE and NRO account holders. For resident Indian customers, the internet banking, mobile banking, and branch channels are available. For NRE account holders, the same channels are available. For NRO account holders, only branch channel is available. This is also true for foreign nationals. Please keep this in mind because in a lot of cases we get queries about whether or not NRO account holders can do remittances on through mobile banking and all, but that is not permitted. Okay, so now there is a concept for how much amount each category of customer can remit. Okay, so if the residential status of the customer is resident, okay, then the resident Indian can remit a maximum of USD 2,50,000 or its equivalent per financial year under the liberalized remittance scheme. That I'll come to what the liberalized remittance scheme is in the next few slides. Now, among the non-resident customers, there are NRE account holders and NRO account holders. For NRE account holders, since they're paying taxes abroad, there will be no limits. For NRO account holders, for current income, there are no limits, which is current income is the income earned from rent, dividend, pension, interest, etc. Now, non-current income, which is more capital income, which can be business profits, which can be sale of property, there is a limit of up to USD 1 million per financial year. Okay. Is this a one-time limit? No, this is a per financial year limit. So if the customer is receiving more money, they can repatriate in the next few years. Now, for foreign nationals, they can remit up to the salary received in India after the deduction of taxes. Now, what are the features of digital remittances? Why this is important is because we are definitely experiencing a push towards digital remittances in the last few years. And digital remittances also allows you to remit in 100 plus currencies, whereas there are only 16 currencies present at the bank level. You get 24/7 access. You can initiate transfers anytime. There is no documentation, no commission charges, which is present in the branch. And each transaction on digital, you can remit up to USD 50,000, 25,000 per transaction. Is this transaction limit a per transaction limit, or is it a daily limit? It is a per transaction limit. If the customer wants to do a remittance of say 1 million USD in a year, in a day, then they can easily, sorry, 1 lakh USD in a day. Then what they can do is basically do 4 tranches of USD 25,000 each, or 5 tranches of USD 20,000 each, whichever is more convenient to them. Now this I have already spoken about how to add pay, how to send funds abroad. I would strongly suggest that you log on to your internet banking and mobile banking platforms once, so that you can understand how to operate these platforms. Okay. Because usually you don't have a clarity on how to operate these platforms, and the RMs go and tell the customers how to use these platforms without themselves seeing the portal even once. So first go check out the portal, check out where from you can guide the customer, check out the limits, how to set the limits and everything, and then only guide the customers when you are guiding them through the branch. Now, this is the same for mobile banking. Surprisingly enough, mobile banking and internet banking follow a very similar pathway, so you should not be facing any problems. And the steps involved in it are also same. Okay, essentially nothing changes. Now, some purposes which are permit. Okay, one problem that you might get, I'll come in the next to it in the next few slides also. So there are certain purpose code which might not be added on Access Mobile, which might already be present on internet banking. So if you're trying to add a beneficiary and the beneficiary is not getting added, first check on mobile banking, then check on internet banking. If nothing is happening on both the platforms, then write to us. Okay, like write to the product team so that we can get it checked. Now the SWIFT code is a mandatory requirement for any outward remittance transaction. Okay. Now the SWIFT code is an 8 to 11 character number which you will get for specifying which bank it has to go to, the remittance has to go to. It is usually a 8 to 11 digit character. Now the thing is, you might face a lot of problems while adding a SWIFT code. Okay, if it's 11 digits, please try to add 8 digits of it first and then check if it's getting added. If it is getting added, well and good. If it is not getting added, then it means that you might want to check on, say, internet banking portal. And if you're not getting on both the platforms, then let us know. Okay. Now, moving forward, the permitted purposes for sending money abroad in digital are education, family maintenance, self-transfer, health services, gift, and NRE repatriation. NRE repatriation will only be visible for NRE customers. They will have only one option to transfer money abroad, which is under NRE repatriation. This will include all other sub purposes, so you don't have to worry about that. If you can send, if you want to send a self transfer, if you want to send a gift, if you want to send a family maintenance under from an NRE account, it will all go under NRE repatriation. And the other purposes are separate purposes. You will get more familiarized with the jargon that we use, the purpose codes that we used, as and when you handle these cases. Okay. Now, moving forward, this is the liberalized remittance scheme is something that I was talking about the other time, which says that it is if the resident Indian individuals are not allowed to do remittances above a certain limit, which is the limit of USD 2,50,000 per financial year. Okay. On and these caps are present on any permissible current or capital account transactions. Okay. And this will include all types of outward remittances Forex cards loads and reloads, purchase of foreign currency notes, as well as international spends on debit cards. Now, some of the permissible capital account, current account transactions will include payments in foreign exchange for overseas trips, gifts or donations, immigration, remittances to family, basically family maintenance, business trips by individuals, medical treatment, education fee payments. Some permissible capital account remittances would include purchasing properties overseas, investing in debt or equity instruments, setting up a wholly owned subsidiaries, loans which are given to NRIs who are close relatives, remittances to international financial service centers such as Gift City, and opening up of foreign currency accounts abroad. Okay. Some caveats with respect to capital account remittances. Source of funds must be owned funds. Borrowed funds cannot be used for funding capital account remittances. Remitter must designate the bank to which he proposes to fund these purposes during the current FI. So during any FI, the customer has to do all his capital account transactions through one bank and one bank only. The other banks will not be allowed. Account vintage of at least a year is required to initiate capital account remittances. How to determine this? Either the customer has to have an account with Axis Bank for 1 year, or the customer has to provide an account statement that they have in any other bank for 1 year. And the third thing is that if they have filed income tax returns for the last financial year, then that ITR slip can be provided. So these are the three ways in which we can make transfers. We can allow for the capital account remittances for the account vintage. Residents cannot make transfers to the overseas account of another resident. Today only we got a query about how one resident was trying to repatriate the funds to another resident's account held abroad. Okay, until and unless you are sending money to your own account held abroad, you cannot send to any other person, any other resident Indian staying abroad or holding a bank account abroad. If the customer is an NR customer, then only you can send money to their account, like for family maintenance, gift, etc. But these customers have to be non-residents. Residents are permitted to lend funds to the NRO accounts of NRI closed limits, subjected to the USD 250,000 limit. The limit of 2 lakh 50,000 USD or its equivalent can be surpassed for remittances made under education and medical purposes, where no supporting documentation is no RBI approval is required. Only if the customer provides supporting documents, then it can be processed. Rupee gifts to NRO accounts of close relatives are permitted, subject to the cap of 2,50,000 per financial year. So, if your close relatives are putting a loan to your NRO accounts, that is a subject to capping of USD 2,50,000 per financial year. Now tax collected at source, and this will undergo change in the upcoming months. So please pay attention to this. So tax collected at source is applicable on any and every outward remittance if both the following criteria are met. If an individual carries out any foreign transaction under the LRS scheme and aggregate forex purchase in NRS under the LRS in any form during the financial year exceeds 7 lakhs. This 7 lakhs limit is applicable now. Okay. Post July, this 7 lakh limit is going to be applicable only to education and medical based remittances. All other remittances will incur a flat 20% of TCS application. Just hold on. It will incur a flat TCS of INR 20%. Just hold on a second, I'm getting info.
Voice is not coming.
No, voice is not coming because I got an important call. Just give me 2 minutes, okay? I'm just resuming. Hi, sorry everyone. I'm really sorry. One important call came. Okay. So what we are saying is that you can see these brackets, right? Where these status of the individual, education not funded by loan, and all the other remittances are there. Currently, these buckets are only present for education and education loan. Okay. But after this, there will be more buckets. Okay. For example, educate in the same bucket where education is there, which is not funded by education loan, there will be medical expenses and all other remittances are going to incur a flat TCS of 20%. Okay. Rest of it remains the same. So there is a concept of specified person in outward remittances, which who is someone which satisfies both the following criteria, which is one that they have not filed ITR for the previous 1 year prior to the current year, where the due date of filing ITR has expired. This is criteria one. Criteria two is that their TCS or TDS deducted in the previous financial year is more than INR 50,000. Okay. If the person simultaneously satisfied these two criteria, then only they will be considered to be a specified person. Okay. And a higher rate of TCS will be collected from any person who will be marked as a specified person. In the present year, in the new regime that is going to come up, the for all purposes apart from medical and education, um, all purposes will incur a flat 20% TCS, even if the customer is a specified or a non-specified person. That is the maximum threshold of TCS that will be charged from a person. The customers, you'll face a lot of customers who will come to you and ask what are the changes in regulations and how much TCS is being charged. So you should be prepared once it is communicated to the branches. I'm pretty sure the communications have started going out also about the changes. So once you get a query from the customer saying that, okay, what is the change? How will it affect us? You should be prepared to answer these questions because these are most frequently asked questions now. There used to be a threshold. You might be asked that, okay, there used to be a threshold of 7 lakhs previously. Abhi kya hua? What has happened now? Okay. So you have to be able to say that apart from education and medical, that threshold is not valid for other remittances. Okay. So all other remittances will incur a very high level of this thing. What do you call it? TCS. Okay, moving forward. Some of the offers that we have on digital and branch for outward remittances with respect to priority customers is that at branch, priority customers will get a 15 paisa off on retail card rates, and
Hello,
they will also get a hello.
ma'am. Who is the specified or non-specified?
So I've written here a specified person is someone who satisfied both the following criteria. Can you see that?
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, okay.
There are two criteria. Once you get this PPT, you can just gloss over it at that point of time. There are two sections where I can just say it out loud. First is that they have to have filed an ITR for the one previous year prior to the current year where the due date of filing ITR has expired, and whose TCS and DDS deducted in the previous financial year is more than INR 50,000. These two conditions have to be met simultaneously for the person to be a specified person. Okay. And as you can see, the specified person incurs quite a high amount of charge as compared to a non-specified person.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So moving on. So these are the charges. These are the current offers which are ongoing. For digital remittances, it's a very interesting proposition. For digital remittances, you'll see that priority customers get a flat discount of 20 paisa off on retail card rates, whether or not they're a good customer or not a good customer to the bank. Okay. Now, if they're a very good customer to the bank, then these discounts can go up by a huge margin. They can even get discounts up to say 50 paise on their retail card rates, depending on the customer value. So every priority customer will get a flat 20 paisa discount on digital channels for sure. So definitely if you're, yeah. So if you advise your customers to go and do the transactions on digital, they'll also be able to see how much discount is mapped to them based on their customer value score, which is what we are calling CVS. Now, zero commission on transactions which are processed through internet and mobile banking, that is also there on digital. And this 15 paise of on branch is only available in five currencies, the five major currencies, whereas the CVS score based discounts are available on 14 currencies on digital. Okay. In addition to the above segment-wise offerings, NRI customers also get the additional benefit of zero correspondent banking fees on NRI customers for all channels where the correspondent banking charges are selected as R. So there are three types of correspondent banking charges. I wanted to explain it to you also. Okay. So this is the same parts. So yeah, I will come to this. Okay. One is that for priority, I already spoke about that the commission charges for priority customers are INR 500 plus GST. Okay. Now there are some correspondent banking charges that the customer will also pay depending on how much money that they are sending abroad. Okay. Depending on these slabs that I have mentioned here. Okay. Now, then they'll also pay GST, which will be calculated according to this logic, and there will also be TCS. Okay. Now TCS, after paying TCS, there are going to be four types of correspondent banking charges which are available at bank. Okay. One is R, which means that the correspondent banking charges that we spoke about, which is the correspondent banking charges are basically charges which are charged by intermediary bank while doing the exchanges abroad. Okay. So when transfers happen from say INR to foreign currency, right? There are some banks which are involved in the middle who do these changings for like depending on how many banks are involved, those banks deduct certain charges and then the transaction moves forward. Okay. So R means that the charges are going to be borne by the customer. Okay. When means that those correspondent banking charges are going to be borne by the beneficiary. There is also a product called Assured Pay where we say that okay, with an additional fee of USD 15, we will give you a guarantee that your funds are going to be remitted without any uh, shortage of funds in the middle. So what happens is that sometimes when we are sending funds abroad because of the number of intermediaries which are present, the customer gets a short amount. Okay, even when they select R. Now, what we are planning to do with Assured Pay is that we are saying that take an extra fee of $15, and the customer, with that extra fee, the customer can be ensured that if he's remitting in USD, that the full value of the transaction will be credited to the beneficiary's account. Okay. And SHA is where the correspondent banking charges are shared between the remitter and the beneficiary. Okay. So coming back to this, when we are saying that NRI customers need to select the charge type as R, it refers to just that. Okay. Now, there is also a rate approval system which you'll see, and this PRAS is available on both branch and digital. This is for getting better rates for the customers. So if you see a customer who has a very high value to the holds a very high value for the branch, and the customer says and complains saying that your charges are extremely high, then with approvals, with proper approvals according to the DOP matrix, you can get you can get an approval for a better rate for the customer. I am not sure if you've handled this process, but then I'm pretty sure you'll get to handle this process quite a lot. Um, so you can through PRAS you can get preferential rates for your good customers that you have. Um, Now, some frequently asked questions with respect to digital banking. What are the digital account platforms that can be used? Digital IB and MB that we already spoke about. What is the timing available for initiating outward remittances on IB and MB? The customer can initiate outward remittances anytime. It can be done on a 24/7 basis, but please keep in mind that it's, I think Shubhjit also spoke about it. It will be processed on the next Forex working day because not all working days are Forex working days. So if there's a holiday, if there's a public holiday to the bank, then it will get processed on the next working day where Forex department is working basically. Now, and same for Sundays and the non-working Saturdays. Okay, those will get skipped. Uh, what are the documents that the customers need to submit while transacting online? Nothing. What are the charges applicable that I already spoke about? You guys saw the slide which I was telling you about. What is the maximum amount that the customer can remit? This also I have told you. How much time does it take for the transaction to be processed? This is important. The turnaround time for every transaction is 4 to 6 hours. The transaction will get processed between, if it's initiated between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If it is not remitted, raised within that gap, within that bracket, if it is raised after 4 p.m., then it will get processed on the next working day. Okay. What purpose should NRE account holders select while doing online remittances? They have only one option, which is NRE repatriation. What if the customer raises a complaint that the beneficiary has still not received the payment? First, check with the customer when they initiated the payment. If it was initiated post 4 p.m., then it will get processed on the next day. If the transaction is initiated before 4 p.m. and has not been processed within 4 to 6 hours, you can drop a mail to RFRC help desk. And there is a contact list for RFRC help desk that we keep on circulating. So according to that contact list, you can get in touch with the RFRC, and also you can mail Sakinaka Forex to check if there was a return of funds and also take the corrective action for the same. If the error message shows that now this is what I was talking to you about, Swift code. So every transaction will ask for a Swift code. Okay. And depending on the regions, there might be additional numbers such as BSB number, routing number, etc., transit code. So please be aware of these codes or numbers that the customer might come to you and ask, okay, what are these numbers? Okay. So if you Google it, or if it's confirmed by the customer's bank, you can get those details regarding those transit numbers and everything online. Okay. Add those codes and everything, and desired Swift code is that 8 to 11 digit character 11 character number which you need to enter for designated which particular bank the remittance will be made to. So if the problem still persists even after trying all the channels, then it means that you should write to us asking us if we can from the backend get the Swift code added. Okay. If the customer's transaction is rejected, then ask the customer to check the transaction status. If the problem is not identified, then you have to connect with the local RFR sales team who can help check the rejection file provided by RFRC on a daily basis. So when the customer does the transaction online, you'll get a transaction status pane where you can check the status of your transactions that you've initiated. Okay. If you go to that pane and you check, you can understand whether or not the transaction has been processed or not. And there will be a rejection reason in case it has been rejected. You can check the status. So if the status is not identified, if the error is showing a little ambiguous, then connect with the local RFR sales team who can understand, help you understand why, whether or not the transaction has been rejected. If any further assistance is required, then you can write to RFRC help desk for guidance. Now, for me, that's all. Okay. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask.
Ma'am, in outward remittance, are we earning any points?
Yes, that your RFR sales team will be able to give you clarity on because they keep revising it according to their promotions. Okay. So you can get in touch with, say, Sandhya Waghela. Okay. Or ask anybody in your Forex team and they'll be able to give you the information.
Okay.
Or in the previous session, Subhajit shared Tabrez Alam ID. You can contact Tabrez Alam for
Yeah,
that
you
also.
can contact Tabrez also. Tabrez and Sandhya, they look after the income remapping. So there's Sandhya Waghela and Tabrez Alam. So you can note down their names and reach out to them.
हेलो श्रीजा मैडम हेलो मैम
Go ahead.
ये जो स्लाइड अभी उसका थोड़ा प्रीवियस स्लाइड थोड़ा दिखा सकते हैं उसका थोड़ा फोटो खींचना था ना
कौन सा
लास्ट स्लाइड था मैम
अच्छा
फ्रीक्वेंसी आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन
बोले
उससे पहले मैम
अच्छा
और उससे पहले जो टेबल मैम था जो
आप ये टीसीएस का बात कर रहे हैं
नहीं उसके बाद मैम जो एक टेबल दिखाया ना मैम
ये वाला
नहीं ये वाला नहीं इस सेशन के बाद आपको ये डेक मिल जाएगा तीनों डेक मिल जाएगा
ओके 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 सर ओके
वैसे भी उसमें देख लीजिए
ओके सर थैंक यू सर
एनी मोर क्वेरीज
लास्ट स्लाइड लास्ट उस पे नाम लिखे हुए हैं
लास्ट स्लाइड में
जिस पे नाम लिखे हुए हैं कॉन्टेक्ट पर्सन
आरएफआरसी हेल्प डेस्क है आरएफआरसी हेल्प डेस्क का मैं एक ये भेजती रहती हूँ ओके ये आपके पास आएगा मतलब ये रिटेल फॉरेक्स का आईडी जो है ना उधर से हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट चेकलिस्ट भेजते रहते हैं ओके सो वी कीप सेंडिंग द डॉक्यूमेंट चेकलिस्ट फ्रॉम द रिटेल फॉरेक्स आईडी सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि कौन से पर्पस के अंदर ट्रांजैक्शन करना होगा ठीक है तो उस डॉक्यूमेंट चेकलिस्ट के नीचे इट्स रिटन कि कौन किससे आपको बात करना है ओके this RFRC help desk is a group ID. Okay, there are people under the RFRC help desk ID whom you can reach out to directly. Okay, I would recommend reaching out to them directly because they are more responsive. So I'll reshare that contact points so that you can get in touch with them directly.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
हाँ बोलिए.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Actually, I just wanted to know that as you earlier told कि we cannot remit the borrow funds. Suppose the customer who are having a pre-approved offer and recently he has taken that amount and that get converted and it's credited now into that account. So that amount also can be remit outside or outward remittance or not because it's a borrowed amount and he has taken from the bank under the pre-approved offer.
No, it depends on what borrowed funds because these are I'm talking about explicitly capital account remittances. Okay. So capital account remittances can't be funded by borrowed funds. But if the customer is taking an education loan, for example. So
No, it's not
loans
education loan. It's some term of like personal loan as per the offer is getting and he has just applied for that and that amount has been
what is he
credited to
using?
that
What is
account.
the end use of the personal loan?
Actually, that person want to just remit that amount to because of some reason that may be relate to the education, medical, and any others. Then
Yeah,
amount that can
education
amount
and
that amount.
medical fall under current account remittances. Please note.
Okay.
Education, medical, in the previous slide when I was talking about, see, permissible current account transactions, right? So for these purposes, it can be so much that the customer has to pay a medical treatment fee. Okay, they take a personal loan, and they pay their medical treatment fee. Okay, that is allowed. For capital account remittances, it's not allowed.
Okay, madam.
Any other questions? Saurabh, I think we can wrap up then.
So Shrija, I think there are no further questions. So thank you so much, Shrija, for a
Anytime.
wonderful session. So Rintu, you are there on the call.
Yeah,
What is the
sure.
next
I'm
agenda?
there.
If you can please share
Yeah,
with the team.
yeah.
Okay, I'll just drop off then, Saurabh.
Yes, Shrija. Thanks. Yeah.
Srija. Thank you, Srija. Yeah, thank you, Saurabh, for this session. So you know how to primitive scenario as well as the forex card. So next is RM. They have another session. RM, so please join to the respective individual batch which I have shared in a WhatsApp group. We have a term deposit session. Already trainers in the session. So quickly join to the session. We'll be starting our new next session, that is term deposit. Yeah, Saurabh, sir, thank you so much for the wonderful session and very nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much, team. All the best for your assessment and wish you all the best in Axis Bank. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, respective audience, please quickly join to the respective individual batch. I have shared the link in our WhatsApp group. Trainers already in the session, so kindly please join to the respective batch immediately. Aditya, Abhishek, Sharma, Kumar, Amit, please leave this session and join to the individual batch. Already I have shared in the WhatsApp group. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Please leave this session and join to the respective batches. No, we will start the new session called term deposit. Already I have discussed in the morning. Yeah, please leave this session and join back to the original session. Already I have shared the